From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team. Dominating with Dawson.
Well, let's dominate.
Ben Dawson, one of your favorite things that happened?
Oh my God. There's free cotton candy down the hall?
No.
Okay.
And
well,
it's
what?
not, you get to pass people on the racetrack, so just skip that.
Okay. Well, then what is it? I know there's a lot of things that I like.
Well, since this is not the OnlyFans version, this one involves listener question.
Oh, well, you got it. That is one of my favorite things. I'm so happy and grateful that we have listeners, and I love to hear what they have to say and ask us.
All right, so I'm gonna I try to keep everybody, because nobody gives permission to use their name, so
Okay, good.
I have to come up with a name. Let's see, code name Con.
Gotcha. Codename Con.
Yeah, nobody
sounds like he might be an alleged Honda Challenge racer. I don't know.
No. It just came to me. Anyway, long-time listener, many-time caller, codename Con, asked us, and I think I may know why he asked, with an ABS system, how do we recommend it be used on track? Do we threshold brake just off the ABS? Do we ride the ABS? Is it a mix of the two? Is it, one size fits all? Does it depend on, blah, 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 blah. What do you think?
Did he type blah, 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 blah?
No, I just got tired of reading it.
Yeah, I think I've raced for so long in cars without ABS. Most of my career has been without it. So I feel like I have a pretty good sense of being able to brake pretty close to the threshold without locking the tire, because we would always end up like a flat spot in the tires and working our way back from that when we were trying to learn
flat spots. They suck and they're expensive.
They do. So, in learning a new brake compound or something like that would kind of inevitably be what we did if we found something that was good and grippy. And so it's hard. I don't have a ton of experience with ABS my own self, but I've raced a few BMWs that have had it. And in my experience, I know I'm getting everything out of the brakes when I brake, and I feel it kind of tickling my foot. Like I feel it kind of picking back off my foot. I think ultimately I've heard racers. I think I heard an interview with Randy Popes years and years ago when he was speaking on like an IMSA broadcast or something like that.
Yep.
And he was addressing that question of like, some people say that it's a shortcut or it's cheating to rely on ABS, but he was saying, hey, if your car's got it and it's a good factory system, he said you can get in the ABS and just stand on it. So I think it depends on your approach, your comfort level with braking and braking at extremes. Like I said, I always feel like I've done my full job in braking if I waited the right amount of time, jumped on it hard enough, and I feel the little bit of feedback from the ABS. I don't necessarily consciously roll a little bit of pressure back to get out of the ABS. I usually feel like it's giving me a little treat, like, oh, you know what I mean? I feel like I won a little award for getting everything out of the brakes, but I also don't necessarily rely on it, but I think you can.
Yeah.
I think you can be somebody who just dives on the brakes at the right time, and you feel the ABS come on, just stay on it until you're ready to, till the end of braking, and you start to release the brakes and turn in. You sent me a very interesting video from, I believe it was Horsepower Academy. I'd never seen that channel before, but it's an Australian channel, which also seems like it has a fair amount of resources.
I think it might be New Zealand. They might get mad at us.
So. Oh gosh, sorry. One of those countries down that way. But these guys are racing, I think, pretty hopped up Toyota 86s. And so they had a fair amount of resources and a pretty big channel and following. But this person got Bosch to donate them a $10,000, either Australian or New Zealand dollar
Yeah.
system that was a motorsports, tuned ABS system, which I wasn't even aware that that was an option. But this sounds like something that you can really dial into your grip level
Yep.
and everything that your car has. So, and the way he was talking was it really greatly reduced his braking
Yep.
distance. Like I think he was saying like 17% or something like that, which is huge. He
Yep.
never
17%
he
is ridiculous. And that's
he's
versus a standard ABS, not,
yeah.
no ABS.
Yeah, so he said this is, he kind of described how your stock ABS is really designed to help normal drivers in the few panic stops that they may have in their life, and just kind of keep the wheel rolling. That one that's designed for stopping with a race car driver's level of skill and grip was an even better, more effective system. Um,
Good one at
Unfortunately, he's
stopping distance, not noise, not anything
right.
else. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So it was a concern with some of the things that automotive manufacturers have to worry about, like noise, vibration, and harshness specifically. It was interesting though that the guy set out to kind of deliver like I've heard it can take two seconds off your lap time, and he goes, all right, we're going to see how much time it can take off. But then once it got down to it, they blew a motor in testing. They never quite had the equal track conditions. Like there were never enough constants for him
Yeah.
say this versus this, and here's how much time it took off my lap, which also would be relative because it's a track we would have known anyway. But it was interesting. He said having a tailor made ABS system could really knock a lot of distance out of your braking zones, which I thought was pretty cool. And I
And
don't know how legal that is in various series that we would interact with. I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter in a place, you could
no,
sneak it in the lemons, or Lucky Dog or AER wouldn't care if you had that on your car. I don't know
no,
how it would work
Grid
with
Life
Trump,
gives
but
a penalty for ABS, but I don't think they have a bigger penalty for motorsports grade. So,
oh yeah, yeah. And if that's the case, and it can really be that much of a I was going to say performance adder. It seems like it could be.
it seems like
Um,
it should be. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, if it's just whether your car has it or whether it has the super hot shit one, that might be a pretty good leg up in some competition ways. Like I would rather do that. I'd rather spend the money on that than spend the money on power.
Yeah.
If I had something
100%.
that could help me, because I mean, the more power you get, the less reliability you get. To me,
Usually,
that
yeah.
seems like something that could be even something that would make you safer and faster.
There it
Um,
is. I was
I'm
waiting for
not.
that word.
I'm never gonna have 10K to throw an ABS system probably in my life, but I thought it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool exercise that guy went through, and he seemed as methodical as he could be, while
He is.
also still being kind of a harebrained racer like we all are too. You know
He
what I mean?
he
Doing
is
what you can with what you got.
he is
Um,
both of those to the extreme. He's a pretty good guy. I've been trying to get him on the podcast. Every time I do, he's always like crazy busy. So it's hard to remember that his off season is our on season and his on season is our off season because
yeah.
equator thing. Um, so my answer differs a little bit. Not from yours. It's mostly aligned.
Well, I give it
There's
mostly I give a non-answer also. So
yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I mean, there's always the racer who says, the ABS is slightly allowing a little bit and then less and then a little bit and then less, and I can get there close and then hold it. But there's a ton of skill involved in that. And I watch, high level racing, like way better than we are.
Hmm.
And those guys still lock up.
Yeah.
Right.
F1 drivers lock up.
Yeah, everybody does. So do I think the highest level race driver can brake better than ABS? Potentially, maybe, but not always and not every single time.
Yeah, that guy on the video made a great point. He's like, yeah, you may be able to be such a highly tuned foot that you can break it to full limit of adhesion without getting into the ABS. But he goes, but you're gonna have that moment of inattention, that moment of not full focus because you
Traffic,
might be focusing on something
whatever.
else. Yeah, traffic, inattention, just tired. Yeah, you might be able to nail it once in a while or even fairly consistently, but yeah, you can't do it as reliably as a system.
Yep. What happens when you roll across a little bit of, I know it's hard to imagine at the level that we're at, but imagine a car in front of us left a little bit of fluid
Hmm.
that you don't see. The ABS system, no problem. It's like it's got what you got and that's all you got. Whereas our foot doesn't know that until most likely it's too late.
Yeah.
You mentioned the savings for tires. That's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you don't have to get the motorsports grade. There's a BMW um, ABS system from their cars that everybody seems to be putting in everything, and
Oh,
it's all
really?
been worked out. So I think it's MK60. That might not be the right acronym, but I've got the documentation. If I'm smart, I'll put it in the show notes. But
Cool.
so you can put that in just about any car, and then you just have to have the right sensors and integrate it. And sometimes that's harder or easier in some cars than others.
Yeah.
So, but the big one, besides consistency, besides saving money on the tires, is the safety factor. When you need to get on the brakes to avoid someone or something of significance, I don't know many drivers who are good enough to do exactly threshold braking in a panic slash fear slash survival instinct event. I want the ABS there.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I have is, especially with our team, we bring a lot of new drivers in, and we have a lot of different levels of skill. ABS kind of lowers the level of skill to a point and allows my newer drivers to be a little safer than if they don't have ABS, or a little cheaper because I still have round tires and not
Yeah.
polygons. So
Do you think many new drivers are really braking hard enough to get down to the ABS?
no, but when they panic, they do.
Yeah.
And they'll just stomp on the brake like when the car goes to spin, and then now you're spinning with a stationary tire, flat spotting it, making the spin worse.
Right.
So I think if you give me, Bill, do you want ABS in the car or not? I want it,
Yeah.
even if I'm good. And do I think it's better to have ABS? Obviously, I I think I pretty much said that. Now, having that been said, I don't threshold brake at every time I hit the brake pedal. So ABS is not going to be used 100%. So every braking event is not an ABS braking event.
Right.
Sometimes it's a brusher to brake. Sometimes it's medium modulate to brake. Sometimes, there's lots of different things, trail braking, whatever. But when it's a threshold brake, I think, even though I'm fairly good at this stuff and you're better than I am, I think the ABS is going to beat us lap after
Yeah.
lap after lap after lap. So if you can put it in your car or it's in your car, use it.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to I mean, it's a system. It's a switch. It's
Yep.
either on or off. I mean, I am not a system. I'm not a switch as much as I'd like to be. A robot in the car, a
Yeah.
perfectly
I
functioning
think if
robot
you
in the
got
car.
out there more, like as much as you wish you could,
Yeah.
you'd be much better at it. But I still think even then, I think it would still be better.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, whether I'm well practiced or not, I'm still not going to be as good as a system. It's so funny. My kids keep asking me like, is the air conditioning a robot? Is so and so a robot? And I'm pretty much like anything that's a switch or a machine that's doing something for you, that's a robot. It doesn't have to be the robot made from the Jetsons to count as a robot. So if I got
Rosie,
a little robot, yeah, if I got a little robot who can stop better than I can, put that robot in the car and let it stop for you.
I think I'm not sure it's quite at your son's age yet, but if he's in the robots, the Transformer movies will be
Oh,
amazing to him.
he's all over the Transformers. He has like a million Transformers. You can't step
There you
across
go.
this room without getting stabbed in the foot by like 30
Yeah,
Transformers.
they're better than
Yes.
Legos, but not a lot better.
He's way smarter about doing all the little moves and like check out this guy's person mode. I'm like, I don't see how you did that. he's
Yeah,
you're dead on that, and that's probably why he's asking about robots all the time because
could
he
be.
wants robots all around him.
Okay. Well, if you watch Transformers 1, you can have him watch the robots and you can watch Megan Fox. It'll be fine.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I think we beat the ABS into the ground.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what some listeners have to say about that. But I mean, I don't think I definitely don't think it's like a cheat code or anything but a positive if you have it in your
No.
car. We raced a Miata that was like a kind of a stripped down options, as a street car and didn't have it forever. And then we had our E30. The
Hmm.
person who had it before us, Ian. yoinked the ABS out of it for some reason, and we just
Hmm.
never put one back. So our old E30 didn't have it. And in both cars, we definitely face more expense with flat spotted tires with drivers of different varying levels of skill and experience, and me too. I'm not perfect. It's not like I've never flat spotted a tire either, but
Yeah.
so ABS would have served us well in either of those vehicles too.
Hmm. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Listener feedback, listener feedback. Somebody listened to one of our episodes. Always good to know.
Yeah.
We were doing the episode with Waka Motorsports talking about how silly it was that they did their motor swap when that's not why they're slow. And the motor swap is not going to help them with reliability. And one of our listeners will go with codename Mario
Okay. Who
called
could it
in
be?
and said, I should have recorded it. It was actually a phone. He said that he decided to stop a project to replace the engine in one of his cars with a Hayabusa because he realized that the amount of time and energy it was going to take to save maybe a second or two per lap, let's just say the juice wasn't worth the squeeze.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
And so we saved him like a lot of time. I'm not sure we saved him any money, but we saved him a lot of time.
What was he going to put a Busa into?
I believe it was a Miata.
I mean, what was alleged he going to put a
Yeah,
Busa
I would say
into?
it's codename Miata is what I believe it was.
Man, I don't know. I need something super light to even think about putting a Busa motor in it. I guess
I
maybe a Miata is light enough.
I'd need drugs to be able to do it because I know how hard it is, and we're not ready yet. Not ready.
I used to read this British like ultra track day magazine. Like I'm talking about like almost 20 years ago, but it was like a special magazine you'd have to like walk into Barnes and Noble and get. But I think I remember somebody had like a
What was that? You said a bed and breakfast? A what?
Barnes and Noble. But
Oh, I remember
it's
those way back in the day. They had they used to sell. What did they sell?
things made out of paper. It was things made out of paper that were
Paper,
bound.
paper,
Yeah.
like piles of paper, though. It was amazing.
But that this magazine, I believe it had some nut job had built a push me pull me setup with two boosters and some kind of like tiny Renault hatch or something like that. Just insane.
Amazing and terrible all at once.
Exactly. I don't need it done to me, but it was cool to look at.
Yeah, I mean, I am not taking anything away from the mechanical wonders out there. I am strongly supportive. If that's if that's your itch to scratch, go for it, man or lady. Have a good time. I'm not good at it. I'm not terribly interested in it. I'm at the end of the range where it's like the car is a tool for me to use on track,
Yeah.
and if it looks nice, all the better, but just don't break.
But there's the legendary Balto. Do you know about
Yeah,
Balto?
yeah, I do.
God, I thought you just kill me before I'm gonna think about putting a snowmobile motor into Miata.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
I said a bad word.
I've heard it before. Usually it ends with a consonant. No, a vowel. Yeah, it's a vowel. It ends with a vowel when I hear it. But anyway, all right. So, codename Mario, thanks for the feedback. Codename Khan, hope that was what you needed.
Hope you use all the ABS you can get.
That's right. Everybody needs abs.
Yep, that's true.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.